welcome back to Block TV, time for Blockheads, where we scour the web actually for all the news headlines that you need to know from the crypto sphere. With us today to take us through them, Jonah Hochhauser of Block TV. Jonah, take it away.
Thanks, Yael. Good to be here. Well, first up, we have CoinDesk reporting that Japan's biggest bank is launching a blockchain payment network in 2020. Next up, we got BlockManity reporting that NASDAQ will add Bitcoin and Ethereum indexes to its global index service. Next up, we have CoinDesk reporting that ETF tied to Bitcoin futures withdrawn after SEC staff request. Next, we have You Today reporting that Wyoming Senate passes blockchain sandbox bill. And lastly, Use the Bitcoin is reporting that sending Bitcoin without the internet or satellite is now a reality.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jonah. Let's break these down now. Top of the news, so to speak, Japan's biggest bank launching blockchain payment network in 2020. What do we think of this?
Right, so this is big news because they have Japan's biggest bank, Mitsubishi Financial Group, which is also the world's 5th largest bank, and they're launching in partnership with Akamai, which is a massive fintech firm based out of America, known for its cloud services. These are two giants in their respective fields. And this is big because in Japan, you might think of it as very future tech-based, but in reality, 80% of all transactions in Japan as of today is using cash. So they're behind the times in terms of transactions.
But a show of recognition, I would say, maybe behind the times, but if it's the 5th largest bank in the world and one of the largest there, then this is basically on the road to adoption, one can say, or institutionalization. Indeed. Thank you. And moving along.
Right. Well, next up, we got BlockManity, which is was saying how the NASDAQ is adding Bitcoin and Ethereum indexes to their index service. This is big. This is big news because as of today, if you're looking for the price of Bitcoin, depending on where you look, it's going to be a different number. Even the different price trackings like CoinMarketCap, it's separate from every single place you look. Here now, the NASDAQ is saying that this is the price, and they're picking a solid, accurate, fair market price. So this gives them a little bit more certainty into what can be seen as an uncertain market.
Indeed, and also once again, some sort of a stamp of, I wouldn't say approval all the way, recognition from NASDAQ. It's kind of the morning of recognition. Okay, and CoinDesk once again.
Right. So CoinDesk was saying how an ETF application was withdrawn after the SEC staff requested it. Now the story here is pretty much that Reality Shares ETF Trust, which is the ones that filed the application a mere couple of days ago. So they filed it under something called the Investment Company Act of 1940. Now, pretty much what this means is that it was made for specific types of applications back in the day, and if automatically your application would be passed after 75 days. And so this really is not supposed to be used for crypto funds. And so the SEC director of investment management, he basically forbade any crypto funds from applying under this act last year. And so once they were told, hey, you can't apply like this, they withdrew their application.
And actually, they saved them in many ways, one can say, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, this shouldn't be seen as, oh no, the Bitcoin won't get an ETF, the SEC doesn't like it. This was more just
This is not a rejection. You've done it wrong.
Yeah.
Go back to the drawing board.
This is more of a technicality. Go back to the drawing board, do it again.
You got it. Okay, and moving along.
Well, You Today was talking about how Wyoming Senate passed a blockchain sandbox bill. So pretty much the details here was that right now, there's if you want to start a blockchain or crypto startup, there's a lot of regulation needed, and so to speed up the process and encourage startups to come to the state, they pretty much made this sandbox where you were allowed to kind of test out your product, fine tune it before having to apply for formal license. And this is really good. This will get startups to come and feel secure in trying out their technology.
And then Wyoming, once again, I think is showing that it's blazing the trail when it comes to blockchain adoption within the state.
Exactly.
And finally, lastly.
So finally, we have Use the Bitcoin. They reported a story about a guy in Toronto who was able to send Bitcoin without internet or satellite to someone else who was actually in Michigan.
How?
So pretty much they used amateur radio waves where they're able to send certain codes over that frequency. And this happened through a snowstorm. So this is big news because, if there's a war, or even if, attack happens, the internet could go down, and this still allows the transfer of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies Without
radio waves.
Yeah, radio waves.
And radio waves.
Radio waves.
And the next phase will be pigeons.
Yeah, high tech over low tech.
Over low tech, but
cool
still,
stuff.
your cryptos will be saved.
Yeah.
Jonah Hochhauser, or Jonah as I tend to call you, thank you for that one. Fascinating. That would be it for us with Blockheads. We'll be right back. Of course, do not forget to check us out on every social platform you have, BLOCKTV on Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, and we'll be right back.